As a One Piece fan right now, we are living in the peak era of what One Piece is. No pun intended. We got some crazy manga chapters to read, beautiful animation going on in the show, a whole bunch of different merchandise and collectibles being made, but the one thing that we lack as an entire community is a good game. Now, I've personally tried a good handful of One Piece games out there on this channel, but still till this day, there's one that sticks out to me the most. One Piece Fighting Path, let's freaking go! And it's funny because I've only made one video on this before, yet here I am claiming that it's one of the greatest One Piece games out there. But that's the problem. It is one of the greatest games out there, not the greatest one. So to start off, let's start off with the great things about this One Piece game. One Piece Fighting Path is a mobile action RPG that has an arena fighter style just like any other anime game. You have freedom to control your characters in battle, and each of them have their own unique skills and ultimates. Along with these skills comes some unique and amazing animation behind it, in which, my opinion, it is the best animation I have seen out of all the One Piece games I've played so far. I mean, even the 3D model renders are a huge plus, if you know what I mean. Outside of the arena fighter mode though, there is a whole bunch of other things that you can do, such as playing the story from the beginning right when Luffy's about to sail out to sea. There's a little bit of an adventure mode, I guess you can say, while you're playing this game. You can do side quests, and the great part about this is that they are adding a new 3D look around update, which will give you a much better open world experience in this game. Now there's a lot of other small things that make the game more interactive, such as a world chat, server chats, alliances, environment interactions. So you're not just stuck playing a PvP mode or a PvE mode, you have options. And the greatest part about all of this is that it is a mobile game, which means you can essentially take this with you anywhere you want to go, log in whenever you want, and play the game. One of the most important things to know is that this game is very free to play. Yes, this is a gacha game and you do not have to pay to win, but there are some complications when it comes to that. So those are all the positive things we can take away from One Piece Fighting Path, but just as any other game, it is not perfect. So here are the things that I think need to change in order to make this game the best One Piece game out there. Starting off with the user interface. It can be very busy, and as a new player, you will find yourself overwhelmed by all these different things to click on, and you just don't know where to begin. And if you're like me, someone who is bothered by the fact that you have to always clear out those little red notifications that show up, you will find yourself bouncing around different tabs more than actually playing the game. Oh my god, I thought I cleared all of this, bro. But on the bright side, there is one thing that can help you from falling into this habit, and it's the fact that you can completely hide your user interface and just focus on the gameplay screen. Now, another thing to point out is that, remember when I said you can start the story from when Luffy sets out to sea? Well, unfortunately, right now where the story ends is in Dressrosa. We literally just got an update for Dressrosa, and we're just currently about to get a whole bunch of Dressrosa characters or units that you can use in the game. So if you were looking to see Wano characters in this game, you're not gonna find it. And that to me is a huge bummer because it is very important to any One Piece game. We are currently in Wano, like I said, in the peak of One Piece right now. There's so much things going on in Wano, and as a One Piece reader or watcher, you want to be in that scenario right now. We have passed Dressrosa years ago. There is no reason why we should still be on that. And because of the importance of that, and especially when it comes to marketing, I think that the team needs to pick up the pace on releasing these characters. As long as it doesn't reduce quality in any way to the game or the models. You know, it's a lot to ask for, and it's very hard for any dev team to do. But if you want your game to be #1, that is literally the only way for it to happen, because even now in the state of the game that it is, people are excited to see these characters finally, but it's just gonna be a constant cycle. They're gonna play it for some time, and then they're gonna get bored of those characters and keep wanting more. Another thing is that yes, this game is very free to play, and it does offer you a lot of rewards for you to be able to progress in the game. But the problem is that it requires you to log in and play the game every day for an X amount of time. For example, if you decide to not play for 2 to 3 days, you are missing out on tickets and devil fruits, which by the way is the currency of this game. This is how you're able to get these characters. You will be missing out on getting some of those free stuff if you do not log into the game and do the tasks that they require you to do. The only way for you to be able to make a huge progress in a short amount of time without devoting a lot of your time to this game is by paying. That's literally the catch. I mean, it is a gacha game at the end of the day. That's exactly where they got your ass. Now, this isn't really anyone's fault, but the game is in Chinese only. So unless you know or speak the language, this is going to be tough for you. Even when you have a translator app right there translating all the text for you, it gets very annoying because you have to constantly wait a few seconds for everything to be translated. And on top of that, once you're done reading something, you go to the next page and you have to do the same process again. So again, this is requiring you to do something more than actually playing the game itself and experiencing it for what it is. And the last thing that I want to mention that puts this game at a hold is the fact that it is a mobile game at the end of the day. I'm not knocking it down in any way for what it's done. I appreciate all the animation, all the 3D model renders, everything in the game I actually really enjoy. And this is coming from a person who always played console games. The only reason why I'm even playing mobile games in the first place is because I love One Piece. But this limitation can only allow for so much to be done in the game. Tapping buttons to control your character, playing on a smaller screen size than usual. This can all be issues for the average gamer out there because at the end of the day, we all prefer to play on console. So unless you have a PC where you can download an emulator, there's no way for you to be able to play on a bigger screen other than your phone. And that's why I saved this factor for last, because it has a huge impact on the player experience. Now, what I think is the biggest solution to get rid of all these issues that I just mentioned is have the game released globally. Now, I'm not just saying that because I do want to see the game go global, but there's so much things that come with that. You get a bigger player base, you get more feedback to develop the game even further, and you get a greater experience from many fans out there in the world who will deeply appreciate how well this One Piece game is put together, and essentially that means more money in your pocket. Many people don't even know what One Piece Fighting Path is. I was one of them until recently, where I came across this game while I was in the search to the next One Piece game that I can play, and after watching this video I was like, yo, how do I get my hands on this? Why is it impossible for me to play? I need to play this right now. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are watching this video are along the same lines and wondering the same things, but that just goes to show the potential of this being the greatest One Piece game ever. If this goes global, it will completely take One Piece Bounty Rush out of the map. I think the only reason why that game is so popular is because of two things. They have all the characters that we want, and it's easy to access. If you look at any other One Piece game that's out there, they either don't have one of these two things. So those are my thoughts on how this can be the greatest One Piece game out there. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this game or anything that I may have not touched up on. Also, if you guys want me to make a video on how to be able to download and play this game, make sure to leave that down below. So hit that subscribe button if you guys want to see that. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.